Isn't it great? That's New York. People just stay in character. You don't even have to tell them what's going on. They're just instantly in character, ready for video and the whole thing. It's going to be really exciting to get to Brooklyn and see what's happening over there. So now we're driving to Brooklyn with my new fancy Brooklyn hat, and there's a lot of interesting stuff you see around that you want to stop and photograph. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go to Brooklyn, follow our plan. But it's actually, I had people that had difficulties with how do you do street photography, because they live in cities or places where they always have a driver driving them, so they never really get out and walk. And I said, when you drive with your driver, you just, whenever you see something interesting, you just ask him to stop and then walk out and take some photos. So that's a way to do street photography if you don't normally walk. Because usually if you have a driver, you have so much traffic, so you might as well just stop for 10 minutes, doesn't really make a difference. So, but that's not what we're doing now, we're just going straight to Brooklyn. Nice little street photo detail. Yeah, so this is a great street, like nothing happens. So suddenly something happens, of course, but the great thing is that you just have time to look at stuff and look at interesting locations. And often you have an idea, well, it could be really cool if something happened there, and then it does. And sometimes it doesn't, but we'll see. Nice rainy day in Brooklyn. So that's a good street corner over here. Just gonna see. Also, this one is interesting. I know.
Wait, this is the cafe?
No. No. Okay, so that corner there is better. It's all basically just pre-focused for where I think somebody's gonna be, and see how that works. Yeah. beer for the mats. Alright, welcome to the Street Photography Masterclass in Brooklyn Heights. We just scooped over here with an Uber and landed in the midst of this area with brownstones and not much happening. Rain. I have my fashionable Brooklyn hat I got made for the occasion with a little feather. And this is my type of neighborhood. I like that not much is happening. There's a few people walking around, so I can basically just find a scene, set everything up, and just wait for somebody interesting walking into it. And to celebrate that I make it so far, I'm just actually going to go into this place because it looks really cozy and get a cup of coffee. And before I go in there, I'm just going to, just in case there's something to take photos of, I'm going to set my ISO to 3200. No, this is the M9. I'm going to set it to 800. That's the maximum on this one, and 3200 Kelvin. So I have the right colors of light. So let's start with trying the coffee here in Brooklyn. I went back to auto now. Yeah, so I just have like this corner. It's just nice with the building, the street going up and stuff, and then I need a person in the photo also. Might be too big a scene, too much space, but we'll see what happens. So the question, of course, is where to find some good locations here. And I mean, there's lots of beautiful things. And for example, just this over here with the street lamp and stuff, I can just take a picture of this and like this. But you can see it's a little bit boring. One thing is there's no people, so I need some people, but I also need to turn the scene in a way so I get some reflection and get some light and kind of can direct the viewer's eye, preferable to some people or some kind of action. So let's try and go and look at the street over there. Yeah, so even this street here without people, we can just try and see how that could look. Just gonna see if I get a thing like this. No, that's too much. Gonna see again. Something like this. Yeah. Let's try and move up a little bit and see what I find. I'll go back to my plan over with this street, see what I can do over here. Yeah, so this can actually work. In a way, it could also be nice to shoot down the street instead, because I have reflections from in the water. But actually, just gonna wait for this person coming down here and see what I can do with it. All photography is that you see the picture a little bit in advance. Here you can say it's long in advance, it's like 30 seconds in advance. I'm waiting for somebody, and if that doesn't work, I have to wait for the next one, maybe 2 minutes. But I think it's always like you have an idea, this could be a great photo. And I can tell I also missed some people here. And I just had 2 people walking down. Unfortunately, they live up there, so they just left. So now I'm looking at almost an empty street. There's a lady or somebody coming up there, 2 people. So it's just hang in and wait and see what happens. Somebody's gonna come. And that's also part of a neighborhood like this. The rhythm is so slow. So you can actually work with it. And you can foresee pictures and you can change your plans. And a lot of it is repeating, so there's people gonna come all the time. So it's not a once in a lifetime chance to take this photo. I could keep doing it all day actually. And when I went here, I'd hoped for that there would be low sunset this time of day. But then now I have rain instead, a little bit of snow from time to time. But then I get reflection in the street instead. that wasn't what I planned, but I actually have here my frame. I know exactly what my frame is and where I want people, so I just need somebody to come. So I think I got that, and if you noticed, I just kept my frame and I took one photo more when they came by, so they kind of think that I was just doing the architecture, which I'm also doing. But I think it's annoying if you look at people and then when they come you take a photo and then right away you look at the picture, so that you feel like it's a little bit rude, so I just pretend like I'm not actually paying attention to them. So that might have worked, but I want to go up. There's like 3 or 4 streets up here going the other way with trees that is really cozy, so I want to check them out. There's not so much action here. There's some action, but I'm not really happy with the amount of action here. So this is nice. Basically just did a test frame here, so I have my exposure and everything ready. There's no people inside, but one day I might get lucky. Somebody's arriving here. But it's also a thing that no matter what weather you get out in, it's like something interesting is going to happen. This is interesting. It's very dark and high contrast. So it's very different than the idea I had with low sun and brownstone. Yeah, so that took a while to get this one, and we'll see. I got a few here, maybe they work. And now there's actually somebody coming from behind. I'm just going to see if I can get that one. Just stay there. It's fine. You have to be ready all the time. We'll see how that looks. But that's basically it. And I usually just stay in a place till I feel like explored it. I don't need a lot of the photos from the same place. I kind of have like, okay, this is it. One of them have to work, or it didn't work in that location. And it's just very nice, this look from the stairs up here and down, and kind of cut the street in half and have the reflections, and it looks kind of dramatic. So now I want to walk down. I know there's like a similar street. I think there's more trees leaning over the street, and see how that looks. Let's try and walk over there.